Do you really think God would create your body and all of the food of the world, yet not care what you ate? Do you really believe that He would tell you to throw out the old covenant food laws and say, figure it out, it doesn't really matter? Or do you think God loved you so much that He gave you a perfect plan of how to fuel your body, and when you follow it, it leads to your flourishing 100% of the time? My name is Nate, and I've helped thousands of Christian men align their physical and spiritual health. And today I'm going to show you the Bible-based diet and how when you follow it, it'll help you look better, feel better, but most importantly, serve God better. Let's dive in. Before we break down the Bible-based diet, I know you're asking the question, Nate, I thought the old covenant laws didn't apply for food anymore. You're right, they don't. We are in the new covenant because of Jesus Christ. But we have to ask a very important question. Why did the old covenant food laws apply? Did God just make those up to restrict His children, or did He put those in place because He cared for them? It's obvious that He loves us. He is a good dad, not a helicopter parent. And the reason He instituted those laws for food is because He knew what was best for us and He knew what was bad for us. We can finally dive into the 4 pillars of the Bible-based diet. Stay tuned to the end for our bonus tip because none of this matters if you don't apply this final one. And we're going to start with number 1, which is treated like a delicacy throughout the entire Bible. Jesus mentioned this food during His most famous parable of the prodigal son as the celebratory feast. And now the science proves how important this is for all areas of your health. That is animal proteins and fat. Thank God for animal protein. Being vegan is not biblical. I'm sorry if you're watching this video and you're vegan. Lord help you. Thank God for meat. So what meat should we eat? The clean meats that God mentions are ruminant animals. So things such as beef and lamb, phenomenal for you, as well as fish with fins and scales. He doesn't say much about chicken, and I believe this is a good thing. It's not the worst for you because it's very high in protein, but it's also not the best just due to the processing and the lack of micronutrients. So if you need chicken, go for it, but I'd recommend these instead. Why? Because they contain a full profile of amino acids. These are the building blocks for everything in your body, as well as iron, B12, great micronutrient source. This is going to have a tremendous effect on your testosterone, your brain, your body. No matter what age you are, this is tremendous for longevity. I would highly recommend you're eating a diet of 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I know that may seem high, but there's no data that suggests that that amount of protein has any negative effects. It's only going to help you live a longer, more fulfilling life. Then number 2, fruits, roots, veggies, and grains. That's really fun to say, but they're even more fun to eat. Now, I know you're probably saying, Nate, I thought grains were bad for you, and rightfully so, they've been demonized in recent years, but the Bible says something completely different than what you've probably heard. So first off, what's good? Fruit, amazing source. The Bible constantly talks about how good fruit is, and it even uses fruit as an analogy of what we should exude because we are Christ followers. It also mentions potatoes, great root source. So things such as regular potatoes or sweet potatoes, which I think are even better, phenomenal option. Greens, you need to be eating your veggies. Daniel did a fast where he only ate veggies to prove that when he ate God's way, instead of the corrupted King Nebuchadnezzar's way, that he would come out even healthier, and he proved it. Greens are so good for your body. It is a natural fiber source. You need to be consuming these every day. And then finally, sourdough. Now, I'm not talking your store-bought sourdough. I'm talking your mama's sourdough. Shout out my mom for making me some. It's so good. And the reason for this is because it's a fermented food, which is tremendous for your gut. These foods are also going to have tremendous amounts of fiber. Don't listen to Paul Saladino when he tells you that these are bad for you. Your body needs fiber. It is incredible for digestion. And then finally, polyphenols, amazing for your brain. So what is unclean? Anything containing pesticides and GMOs. I get it, groceries are expensive nowadays. If you can't afford the organic options, go for what you can afford. But once you can't afford this, definitely avoid those things. They are corrupted by man, absolute poison for you. And then modern wheat. Modern wheat has 8 to 10 times more gluten than the wheat of the Bible, I believe, and it's just straight poison for your gut. This is just going to damage the gut lining. It's going to create hormonal imbalances, and it's highly, highly estrogenic. And then number 3 is sweeteners. There's a lot of controversy around these nowadays. People are avoiding sugar like the plague, which I think is a mostly good thing, but there are some benefits to biblical sweeteners. Exodus 3:8 talks about how the promised land was the land of milk, which is awesome for you, and honey. And now science proves how important honey is. It is incredible for your immune system. So having a tablespoon of this a day, sprinkle a little salt in there, amazing for your body. Dates, stevia, allulose, all of these are natural sweeteners that are way better than the unclean sources such as refined sugar, fake sweeteners. Don't get me started on how bad refined sugar is for you. It is straight poison, designed by scientists to hijack your brain, hijack your hunger signaling, and fry everything. It is straight poison. Avoid it like the plague because it's going to cause insulin spikes. It's going to drive hunger cravings that are completely unnatural, and it's going to fry that gut. I beg you, avoid these, and especially avoid combining it with some fat. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Finally, cooking oils. This is going to cause a lot of controversy. You've heard a lot of different things about these, the buzzwords, seed oils, all that. I'm going to break it down and say some things you may have never heard before. So first up, what is good for you? The Bible constantly talks about how great olive oil is for you, and now it's proven by science to be tremendous for your skin and for your brain. I could personally attest to this because I have epilepsy, and in the months after my seizures, I would spam olive oil shots, and I noticed a massive difference in my brain health, and then also how it restored my skin. This is a tremendous fat. Beef tallow is another great option created by God. That is awesome because it's a monosaturated fat, and it has tremendous benefits on your hormones. So, what oils are unclean? Now you're probably expecting me to say seed oils here, but I can't say it with a good conscience because the data doesn't support this yet. Do I believe that seed oils aren't great for you? Yes. Do I personally eat them? No. But I believe the far bigger issue isn't the seed oils. I believe they're being blamed for what they're used to cook. I believe that the combination of refined carbohydrates plus a high-fat food is straight garbage for you. So replacing canola oil with beef tallow when you're eating a low-quality French fry is not going to make a difference. It's the same amount of carbs, it's the same amount of fat, it's the same amount of calories. So in general, I would definitely recommend you avoid those oils, but far more importantly, I would recommend that you avoid eating all of these refined foods, no matter what oil it's cooked in, because it's straight garbage. Now this bonus tip was critical throughout the Bible. It was critical throughout the early church, yet the modern Christian has abandoned it. And I believe this is one of the biggest causes of the Christian health crisis, and that is fasting. Fasting is tremendous. Jesus did not say, if you fast during the Sermon on the Mount. He said, when you fast, because it is the expectation of the Christian. For spiritual reasons, this is so important because it forces you to deny your desire for comfort, your desire to please the flesh, and instead trade it for intentional suffering, where you are forcing yourself to rely on the strength that comes from God. So it is so important that you fast for that reason, but also for the physical reason, because this is now proven by science to put you in a natural calorie deficit where you're going to be burning fat. It is going to boost your growth hormone by 2,000%. There's no better option for your physical and spiritual health. So make sure you go fast. If you want to learn more about how to do this, I want you to go to my Instagram, @natefagen, and DM me the word framework, and I'll send you my full fasting framework guide, the one we use inside Called to Conquer. And if you want to learn more about Called to Conquer, this is my program for physical and spiritual alignment. I've helped dozens of Christian men transform their life in this way, and I want to offer that to you today. I've only got a few more spots open, so if you want to learn more about Called to Conquer, DM me the word conquer, and I'll send you those details. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Apply this diet, and I guarantee it'll transform your life. God bless.